Alright peeps, welcome back to a series that's looking a bit different now. This series used to be a parkour master series, but now I've got to do a bloody jump around here so I can introduce what now is the Lemonless Canyoneers. That's right, after months of hoping that lemons would one day spawn magically once again in here, it has nae happened, and we're accepting the fact that there's nae lemons in Lemon Canyon. But that's not the only difference we've got knocking about in Lemon Canyon here. You can see we have heaps of grass knocking about. I remember when this was more than just a bloody canola field. We had a great lined alleyway here. It was absolutely divine. But now all we have is lovely grassland. Look at it taking hold. 8%, 9%, 7%. We have installed Keystone as a mod here, which I do believe means we need to start thinking about how we plant things going forward. But before we worry about any of that, how are ye stranded, mate? And where the bloomin' heck are you, pal? Well, nae one. I can tell by the look in your eye that you've been sat there for quite some time. We do have a maximum priority bit of dirt coming in, but we don't have any dirt, that's right. We could have dirt, that's all up and running. However, we need to get these bloody braziers up and running first. No, we don't. We can bang down through the platform. Right, Beavers, we need to get rescuing nae one real quick. Oh, and we're out of power. Oh, and I've just realised why. These are no longer engines, they're steam engines. And we are lacking a bit of water. Oh, this is nae good at all. This area was not set up for water. We're gonna have to retrospectively add some water in. And honestly, I'm just glad we are no longer in update 5. And I was hoping I would be able to plonk a bloody big old tank there, but I might have to add some supports. Beavers, get to building that at a high priority, not as high as rescuing nae one, and then we need to get a big old water tank on top. Ooh, and look at that! I haven't seen one of these in bloody 1.0. Look at that fancy little steam engine bobbing about there, gone indeed fast ruined and ruined. Well, at least I've got some water in one of these engines, if nothing else. Now, let's just have ourselves a bit of an explore around Lemonless Canyon here. We've got our main Tatty Pit district down here. We've got the Lemon Overlook over here, which we might have to think of a new name for, like, considering there's no lemons to overlook. Just like there's no lemons to gather. Now, in the last episode, we started getting our bad water shenanigans up and running. So we have got a massive build on the crack, primarily to ensure we get an efficient mine cranking along. But that's not all the districts we've got here. If we make our way around, we've got the ReSourceFuill district. Actually named because it's not a 4-way district yet. But these ReSourceFuill beavers are in charge of the water sources on this map. And they are finally starting to do something about the bad water that occurs. But before they can do that, they need to build this brand new build that I popped in between episodes. Essentially, this one scavenger flag can kind of see a tiny bit of scrap down there. But unless we're in a terrible situation where we've got no water at all, none of these scrappers are useful. So we're going to get some scrapping up there, but the majority of our scrapping is going to be done from up here and down this ladder. But while we're over here, there is something very important that we need to do. Because if we have a look over here and say, just click this blickety block, you'll see it's a sluice. And sluices are going to be removed in 1.1. They're going to be replaced, unfortunately, with fill valves. I say unfortunately, because as we confirmed last week and in one version, this exact situation here with the impermeable floor and the bloody platform would mean that if I set this to close above downstream depth of 1, it would never close. However, I've been thinking, and I reckon I've got a way to fix it. The thing I'm actually concerned about is how the blooming heck am I going to get a bloody contamination sensor inside this? Bear in mind, this is an impermeable floor on top as well. The best way of tackling this that I can think of is by just slapping a contamination sensor on here, as is, and see if it just magically sees through the impermeable floor or not. I highly doubt it, considering the fill valve doesn't see through the impermeable floor. But it'll be worth a test before we end up having to do something crazy as a rework over here. Now, as for the other setups, you know, they get out a bit differently, but their setup in here is basically the same. You've got a sluice that will just let contamination out the sealed tunnel. Then you've got a sluice up the top, which lets all the clean water out. Now, looking at this setup has me thinking we could fairly simply... Oh, this is going to hurt. Because I'm going to have to delete this sluice, and then why wouldn't I just build a bloody throttling valve at that point, you know what I mean? Oh, and something else I done is I went through all the rubble on the map and maximum priority did. Because when we last played this bloody map, rubble didn't disintegrate. But anywho, my thought is, I get a contamination sensor right on there. I should be able to pop an impermeable floor dune underneath it. That'll stop the contamination. And then we switch on dev mode so I can place me already unlocked, don't have to spend any science points, sluice in there. But if we levy around this, and then we can either overhang levy or, as a show that this is a new fancy 1.0 update of map, we can hang a bit of dirt over the top to seal it. Well, I'd say I'm pretty happy with that solution. I will roll that out on all of the rest of these. I will say though, it's quite nice not getting 1% of your resources back when you delete something. Like, look at that, I get 5 whole bloody planks back. Oh, and yes, thanks to the first Timberborn Mythbusting episode I done, I know there's no point having irrigation barriers there. We may as well use the significantly cheaper impermeable floors. They'll do the exact same contamination blocking job. We've got the new setup ready to go. Mild floodage because I deleted some things. We've got Zevria. They're doing scrapping that bit of metal that they can. Honestly, peeps, I'm going to stick with the plan I had all along for this, which I believe is either an update 5 or an update 6 plan. I think it was update 6 because I was going to use the platforms. That's right, the new magical platform blocks. Oh, is this part of the bloody Keystone mod? This definitely wasn't here previously. Oh, hello. Oh, I don't walk straight through it. Definitely part of the Keystone mod. Oh, we're going to get some mad little biomes knocking about. Hello, Beavers. How are you? Enjoying life up at ReSourceFuill? Oh, we don't have simple floodgate triggers anymore. Right, 1.3 days, we need to be manually shifting these floodgates up. I mean, thankfully, me being the legend that I am, I like to keep everything brimmed up anyway, regardless of how efficient it may or may not be. So it's already at 195. Oh, look at the big dams, man! It's been ages since I've seen a big old levee dam. Look at the bloody sluices doing there. Oh, they're not getting replaced with bloody throttling valves, are they? I'm not rebuilding the entire bloody dam. Well, this isn't the biggest dam in the Lemonless Canyon. This is the big old dam. Oh, I remember this. We had some concerns about bad water, but we managed to abate those concerns with a little bit of banging. I'm in the water, Rhoda. I'm right in the water. Well, I guess we get to have a look at the majesty that is the big old levee dam, with its soon-to-be 2 fill valves. Ooh, 3 fill valves. This is going to be a bloody high capacity system, this, like. Now, I do remember there being a way up here. I just need to be a parkour master, and then I can get all the way up this corner and all the way back onto dry land. Oh, this must be part of the 1.0 update. Look at how dark the water is in the reservoir there, where it's deep. Oh, I'm glad I didn't notice that before I fell in. I would have been bloody petrified. Oh, yes. Is this a big old berry hoose? Berry hoose? I remember the emergency berry hoose. Honestly, peeps, if you're just joining this season, you can watch the previous 25 episodes if you want. It was utter chaos. And it'll probably continue to be utter chaos as I make my way across our rebuilt dam top. When the side platforms went and we replaced them with overhangs. We've got a beaver coming down the ladder here. I remember ladders. I love ladders. Oh, I'm bloody enjoying being back in Lemonless Canyon, like. Even if it is lemonless. Oh, the OG staircase. I think we need to do something majestic here. Maybe we utilise this bit of open land. Get fully crazy with it. For now, I just want to make sure we've got some food, some water, and thankfully it's not a bad tide, so ReSourceFuill will be able to chill out for a wee bit. Although I might use the Keystone Plant Mixed Crops tool. So we've got a 33% chance of all of these bloody trees. I'm going to overwrite existing plants, but I'm not going to destroy existing plants. We've got some 30-day growths on the gun, you know? But I do know part of this mod... Oh, that is beautiful! Once you... Oh, yeah, that's right. I want to cover the whole thing, don't I? That was the whole point. Once you have mixed forests. And I love a mixed forest. It's just always been too much of a pain in the arse, to be honest with you, peeps. And there you go, look! No growth bonus, too little species variety for grassland. Just didn't worry about these ones. But you know, why not? Just have loads of mixed farming up here, you know what I mean? Like, we've got the farming area for it, we may as well use it. And then I remembered I need to tick the box, so I need to do that again. And now we've got a proper mixed bit of grassland. Oh, I am absolutely keen for this, like. I mean, it might not end up being the most efficient, but it sure as shite'll be bloody bootyful, won't it? Oh, and I reckon I'm going to start blending the forest and... Oh, yes, yes, yes. We're getting a forest and plant and blend happening. Right here, I'm going to go all the way along like this on the forest. And then I'm going to come along with my planty crops brush and go all the way up. Oh, not all the way like that because I'm hitting the blueberries. But I'm going to come all the way up like that and then just, you know, stop randomly clicking. Have myself a bit of a... Oh, that's it. I'm stopping before it gets too far. That is... Oh, I can't wait. I'm pretty much speechless. I've always thought this was cool. I'm like, yeah, we got the bloody soybeans, we got the kohlrabis, we'll have the cassavas over here and all that stuff. But nah. Just looking at that as is, not even planted, looks absolutely beautiful. So let's get some random croppy boys planted in here and in here. And I am now thinking this might have been a massive mistake because we can't necessarily do anything with a fair whack of what we're going to be growing up here. But there is one way to fix that, I suppose. And that's to beef up the ReSourceFuill district to make whatever type of food we can from them. Is that the same thing I was looking at over the other side of the river there? That one over there that you can see? Because it looks a bit different, yeah. This looks like a little bit of corn or something. Oh, I'm loving these little bits. And this should get more and more as we play this map. Because, of course, we didn't have this mod when we played last, because this mod didn't exist. But over the next couple of episodes, we should get all of our little biomes in. And on top of that, we should be able to see what's working or what's not, which is why I'm kind of leaving these alone over here. They function. And look at what we have here. We got what looks to be corn, berries, a couple of rocks, and it's all green. It's not all dried up like it is up in ReSourceFuill. But yeah, now I'm going to leave the Tatty Pit and the Lemonless Overlook as is for now, even though we're likely not getting bonuses because we don't have any variety, even though we don't need growth bonus. Oh, does the growth bonus include the pine? Like the resin, rather, not just the tree? Because we could do with a bit of a growth bonus. We could do maples and pines together. And that way the tapas shack's double use. Then I realise I'm chatting up my arse because there's no bloody maple trees on Iron Teeth. Oh, and reading this, we're getting ourselves a monoculture. It's 42% mature. It's not very happy, but it doesn't necessarily say it resins less often, so we'll leave it as is for now. Oh, that's right. I was just wondering, what were all of these holding if they're empty now? Yeah. We used to have a glorious little back alley lemonade stand here. We're going to have to do something to memorialise the lost lemons, like. And this spot is the spot to do it. If you have any ideas, let us know. I won't jump in anything until I've had a chance for comments. Look at the clappy Beavers. We didn't have these the last time I played. Oh. But yeah, now let us know if you've got any ideas for this little tight bit of area here for a bit of a lemon memorial. For now, I suppose we've got to think of something else to plop in here. I mean, considering the tatty pit only has 300... Ian, I just realised, peeps, I've been calling this the tatty pit. It's not. Tatty pit was Leviathan. And of course it's not a tatty pit. Where's the tatties, you know? We're not even bloody folktales. Was this just the pit? Ooh, 17-day drought. That's not too bad. That's not too shabby. I will not argue with that, beaver gods. I know it's likely been over a year since we had the actual names on these districts, but can you remember what this was? And if you can, please let us know. But as I was saying, since we didn't have much barred water storage, let's store up some barred water in these medium tanks. And then as for all of these wee tanks, I think I'm going to separate it between coffee and grease for our bots. And as for this old lemon warehouse, let's get corny with it. Oh, and the lemonade tank, of course! I forgot about the lemonade tank. Well, that is going to have to get filled with coffee, innit? And I'm going to let ye slurp all the way through, at least until all of water's gone. I was going to say all the way through the drought, but I have a feeling either you slurp it all up, or the barred water will creep in, and there'll be no point having yous unpaused. Oh, peeps, one of the saddest, most noticeable differences on this map. If we just have ourselves a bit of a walk along this path, have you noticed yet? Has it hit you? We do not have a single bit of fancy path left. That was part of the Lemons mod. Therefore, no more fancy path, no more ruined buildings knocking around. This ain't ruined buildings in the bloody reservoir, MiGly. But there was ruined buildings all over the shop, and they're just gone. And honestly, peeps, overlooking the old Lemon overlook just doesn't quite hit the same. I'm kind of leaning towards just leaving this area alone, like completely alone, and seeing what Keystone does with it. Like, by the looks of things, we're getting some mad mangrove-looking things growing. I certainly won't argue with that. I've pretty much left the Keystone settings default, so there isn't very much natural spreading of, like, fauna and things like that. But there's heaps of spreading of all of this Keystone goodness. But, you know, I'm actually curious to see what will happen over here. I've just left. But if you have any mad ideas for what to do for the Lemon Canyon part of Lemonless Canyon, then, you know, let us know in the comments again. I feel like a bloody professional YouTuber at this point. All of this engagement bait, I think I've asked you about 5 bloody questions. The only difference is, it genuinely isn't engagement bait. I'd love your input on all of this stuff. Oi, Zelia, ye need to get out of there. But how does one get out of there? Hang on. Didn't we used to have a rest and recovery bed up here? Didn't we used to have a handful of rest and recovery beds up here? Previous MiGly, what were you doing up at the Lemonless Overlook? Did I shift them over to here or something? Oh, did we end up... Oh no, of course we didn't, MiGly. Because you never actually came back to manage the... Oh no! A simple priority change could have been the difference between Neon corking it of hang about here. I didn't see any Neon cork, did I here? Let's have a look. Is Neon still alive? Oh, that's right. We've got some special guests. Incognito, dressed as a regular old iron teeth, is bobbing about. We've got a top hat builder knocking around. Well, that's because I had bloody Ember Pelt switched on the last time I played this. And I went straight past where Neon would be. Yeah, Neon's not there. So where is Neon? They didn't cork it. They didn't get rescued. Aria? Was that you? But there's no point worrying about Neon. We've got ourselves a hole to drill, so we can start dotting it up. I will say I love the efficient power mod. We don't need to be wasting all the colony's water if there's plenty of power. Speaking of colonies, water, and look, I completely forgot to put these up there too. Ooh. Oh, these. Oh, there's knee automations. That's right. Alright, we need, at the very least, a weather station plopped in. And because I love to use relays, we're going to get 3 relays set behind it there. And while we've got access up here, we're going to be getting relays up here. I'm going to make this ridge our automation ridge. But yeah, now builder beavers, can you just real quickly and casually bang these bad lads in rather efficiently so I can move on to something else. Oh, look at this. We don't have a path under here. This is something I had to do on a lot of these ladders. You have to put paths on the bottom now for them to actually connect through to the top. Oh, you can migrate bloody dodgy beavers now. Well, that's ideal. Mr. Dodgy Beaver from ReSourceFuill, I need ye. Well, first, I need to know to be blocking the path. Beavers, pick up those 12 logs, please. Sorry and thank you. But now, ReSourceFuill, send your 1 dodgy beaver. I want a District 9. So, Leah, you should have been bloody better, shouldn't you? Oh, no, speed 5s on Lemonless Canyoneers. No speed 4s on Lemonless Canyoneers either. Speed 3 to the rescue. I'm pressing 3 a lot, peeps. I'm pressing 3 a lot. I need... Come on, pressing 1, 2, and 3 here. There we go. Whoo. Yes, MiGly. No speedy 4s or speedy 5s in Lemon Bloody Canyon. Or Lemonless Canyon, I should say. But now that we've got Zalia trapped in their bloody district, we're going to reinstate our lumberjack flag. Hey, Zalia, how's life on the other side of the fence? Aye, the only beavers that come to attack me are the bloody sick ones. It's always the we, innit? Oh, but I do remember the wonderful bridge that we got here. I love me a suspension bridge, especially when you got the stairs underneath it there. Look at all of our beavers up and doing the stairs. Oh, that's right. We've got some old school cheatiness we need to sort out down here. Therefore, we're going to sort it out. And the way we're going to sort that out is by filling this hole with dirt until it's at the same level as this bit of land right here. So now when the water comes out of that triple floodgate, it's just going to flow onto there, not get stuck in a hole, and actually get it to the river here. Now as for our beavers getting around there, they love to get a bit of wet fur. So we're very simply going to get a casual bit of ladder situation up here, and then have them path about and go straight up some stairs to get up the stairs. But not like that! That can't be the entrance to the fancy pants natural stairway that goes all the way up the side of the bloody canyon here. This is update 1, and we have fancy pants spiral stairs. That is how we're going to connect in for our beavers. You know, beavers, if you wouldn't mind just casually getting that in, you know, just as and when. Oh, and you can see the bad water slowly but surely. This looks beautiful, by the way, in 1.0. But yeah, slowly but surely creeping towards the slopers. Oh, that's right. That's why we needed heaps of bloody bad water. To keep the extract supplies up for these laddies. In that case, I might not delete these breeding pods right now, like I was about to. Because I want to use our fancy Keystone crop mixer here to get a big mix of crops planted. Remember all of the pumpkins that used to be here? All of the deed lanky bamboo? That's no longer here. I can see the wetlands starting to take hold. And honestly, if we don't have any giant bamboo, we should just slap loads and loads of mangrove in this wetland here. Although actually no, let us be nice. I'm going to set the forester mix to 75% mangroves and 25% clearance, and I'm even going to set it to destroy existing croppage. So let's get the massive mixed brush out. And then essentially we should have little spots like that don't get filled. Although for a spot like this where we got 3 mangroves we're now gone on. Hey, look at this, I'm clicking at loads, I'm not getting a single mangrove once. Are these always going to be clear? Hang on, why am I not getting any mangroves here? I can plant a mangrove. Oh, okay, game. Yeah, the rest of this gap and spacing seems fine enough with me. Let's get the mixed brush back out and do this whole bit of bloody wetland. Plop. And now we have some spaces. Now unfortunately it hasn't, well I say unfortunately, Fortunately for now at least, it hasn't actually removed any of these mangroves, so we don't have the gaps just yet. But instead of going through and deleting these plants, I'm gonna wait for all of these baby mangroves and whatnots over here to get planted and grown up. Then I'll go deleting mangroves out of the food chain. Especially considering we have 9 of them right now. And look at this, with beavers, I got the fancy spiral stair, getting back up and doing these slopes. Although I have just thought, I don't actually need these bottom layers of dirt. I just need the layer that the bloody ladders are standing on. See, now that is 1.0 thinking right there. I've just been sitting here trying to figure out why this scavenger flag doesn't have its bloody path connected. It's not sitting on a ladder, it's sitting on a bloody double platform, you lunatic. It was never gonna be connected. Oh, and I've just left all of these running the whole bloody time. And the slip and the tiny pools. Well, I guess these oaks, if nothing else, aren't gonna mature, but we do have a lovely bit of mixed forest back there. I can't argue. Right, with all of the pool slurpers paused, let's unpause our big old reservoir slurpers, even if they didn't have a connection. Oh, that's right. See, this what I mean? You never used to have to do this, but now you gotta get a ladder on there. I didn't have to put that ladder on, but just in case I want to come off at another level at a later date, I'll chuck it on there. Oh, and I remember there used to be side platforms here so I could build upon it. But now we can simply dot it up. And that was so I could move all of the pickers and lumberjack flags and even the forester off the green global ground. Just don't worry about the fact that this, when it's built, will be green global ground. This dot overhang technology wasn't even thought of when we were playing Lemon Canyoneers. I mean, look, we got platforms going all the way down to the bottom. Why would I do that when I could just have one bit of dot at the top? And our resourceful beavers are very rapidly running out of food. I wonder if it has something to do with the fact that, like, they have to process all of this and, like, they don't really need anywhere near this much. And why do we have a lot of hungry, thirsty beavers over in the Lemon Overlook? We shouldn't. Ooh, we don't have that much food, actually. Ooh, it's getting sketchy. It's starting to come back. I tell y'all what, peeps, this is one of the stressfulest seasons I've ever done. And I'm back for bloody more. Oh, but if naught else, we can finally automate these bloody slurpers up here. I very simply want ye automated to a temp sensor. So whenever it's a temperate season, ye's gone ahead and unpause and slurp. But if it's not a temperate season, I want yous paused and not bloody slurping. So there we go, we've got our blue paused water slurpers around the pool. And what I want to do now is the opposite for these. So the way I'm going to accomplish that is say this is not that simple as. And I need to stop calling this a temp sensor, that's a bloody one version thing. I mean, it is sensing temperate seasons, but it's actually a weather station. But anywho, let's get the automation for ye as not the weather station. And that can be the automation for all of ye big old slurpers. And if nobody, we will be getting more advanced with it, but for now, I just want to make sure we have some automation. And you know, say we're not wasting 15 million jobs when we've already got full water tanks. So you know, I've got myself a lot of copying and pasting settings to do. And I'll catch you back when it's all done. Well, only a couple of days into this drought, we have some automation on our water slurpers. So we're not unnecessarily slurping. I'm leaving all of these round here slurping now, because we need to upkeep our bloody 350 odd adult beavers, pushing 400 beavers alive somehow, you know. And when I've been messing with the food chain so much, I just need to make sure we at least have water. However, ReSourceFuill does need a bit of a shake-up. And since the Lemon Overlook is fully perfect with jobs, it looks like we're sending every single ReSourceFuill beaver back to the pit. Or whatever it's actually called. Oh, and blooming heck, look at that. We got a perfect amount of jobs in this district and in that district. It's almost like ReSourceFuill's more work than it's worth. And I definitely be dejected and thinking like that, Mr. Beaver Hauler. It will be worth it when it's all said and done. Trust us. I mean, I don't know if I should trust us because I can't quite fully remember what the plan is. But I know it's good. It's going to be proper good. Oh, and it looks like we are about to finish scrapping up here. I think that means we need to start checking on how our bloody mining operations coming along. So let's have ourselves a bit of a wander through all of the bloody cassavas here and can beeline straight for this mine, which we have blocked off for the beavers so they don't accidentally go down there and start building it like a bunch of lunatics, because you know they would. But yeah, now we still have a bit of bad water to get drained. Oh, and I just realised when I was talking about the perfect amount of jobs nuts, because I was looking at the bots bit. We don't actually have any bots yet. I just accidentally spawned one in, like, oh, I don't know, episode 12 or something. It was a while ago now. Yeah, we have 6 vacancies over here and bloody 15 vacancies over here. That is fine. What isn't fine, though, is the 44 homeless beavers here. That's with all of these bloody barracks on. Therefore, I reckon it might be time to get some row-hoosing on the crack. Like, all the way down. I was expecting to be a click and drag it, but nah. That'll have to do. And I'm tempted, peeps. I could do some more row-hoosing access there, or we could do a bit of a path jobby. Both seem equally as appealing. I'm going to leave the path there for now. Allow the beavers to build their new section of the hoosing estate with the farmland on the back. I'm actually half tempted to just like enclose this and just have like a farmer accessing from underneath. Remove these bloody fences or something. But I'm also quite happy with all of this foliage that's taken hold. Might just let it run for a bit, you know? Like these beavers are running about from A to B, hustling and bustling. Oh, that's right! We had ever blossoms up here. I miss me ever blossoms. I completely forgot about them until I was over here, but I immediately miss me ever blossoms, peeps. I want ever blossoms back. I mean, to be fair, there's fish. There's fish in the what? To be fair, I believe I can get the ever blossoms. It's just the lemons that I can't get. And I obviously just threw me dummy at the pram and said, nah, I'm not having any of it. Look at we fish! We've got a blue fish swimming around. We've got ourselves a bit of a pink and blue fish. Lighter blue, of course. But how are we doing here? I see more fishers. Hello, fisher. One day we'll fish you. Oh, I thought the beaver was going to eat them there. Are you going to eat them? We should not be down at this angle. That is some nightmare fuel right there. Quick, fish, swim away. You do not want to be anywhere near that bloody beaver. Whew, and I can breathe once again. Let's follow a haul out with these big log here. I want to see how the beaver farmers are doing in with cornfields and with cassava fields. Equally as important. Are they doing alright? Why are we eggplants fully up? What's going on with the eggplants? That is wholly unacceptable. Beavers, yous aren't even full on storage. What is occurring? Do we not have any bloody eggplant rations going on or something? Corn rations? Eggplant rations? There's no reason for you not to be cranking out all of the bloody eggplants, pal. I'm just high priority in these hooses here, so I can turn the hood off, get to speed 4, and then immediately into a speedy up bit. And hopefully we get to see the beavers banging the new wing of the hoosing estate, and maybe see some of our farm and grass and wetlands grow right in front of our very eyes. And I do believe that is our hoosing estate almost in. I thought it was in, but nah. We've still got a bit to build here. A canny 15 logs. And would you look at this? I'm quite happy I didn't delete those natural breeding pods now. Although I will say I quite enjoy the mixed farm here. And I've just been looking at our food chain here, and we don't have enough canola oil. But we have loads of canola knocking about down there. Therefore, I'm going to get myself a nice efficient farmhouse in on this side here. And if absolutely nothing else, we're canolaing it all the way up here. I am sorry, fancy bit of ground, but sometimes you need to be canolaed up. I'm genuinely curious of what occurs to all of these. Do they get replaced when the canola gets planted? Well, for now, with 2.1 days remaining, we should go all the way over yonder and get some beavers. Why and how do we have beavers over here? Did I leave some... No, I got all the beavers back. The only thing I can think of is I left... Oh, breeding pods, that's it. I left the breeding pods unpaused. And the poor babbies have had to bring themselves up. Hey, Reed, let's get at least 20 more beavers over there to give them a hand. And is that a bloody deer? I heard there was deer knocking about. And that doesn't look like some beaver prince. Hello, cow. Moo. That's sorry for mistaking you for a deer, but you do have mega horns. And we've got a beaver coming through, and they couldn't care less about their bovine brethren. Oh, look, here's just chilling, living together. Do we have more coos knocking about over here? Maybe a deer or two? We've got some kipping beavers, I can tell you that. For now. Oh, hello, coos! The coos are bloody loving it up here. Oh, big moo to you too. Oh, I'm loving this bloody Keystone mod. It looks like the beavers have formed a bit of a skeleton crew and are being very resourceful up in here. We somehow have 0 bad water. Oh, because it was a drought, that's right. And we don't have the bad water discharges built just yet. Do we not have any built? Well, let me guess. There's loads of bad water in here, stopping our mine from getting plopped in. Ooh, we have 4 scrap metal. We are in a bit of a predicament here, peeps. I think we need to get a couple of more scrappers our yonder way. If we pop a scrap flag on here, and then pop a flag underneath the ladder, and get a rune to it, we'll be able to increase the amount of scrappage we're pulling off the rim here. Now, I am saying that our beavers have got some bot part factories in, so let's get some chassis, some heads, and some limbs getting on the crack, and hopefully make our beavers a lot more efficient with some bots soon. And we may or may not have to have ourselves a bit of a tubeway session up in here. Because once again, tubeways were just science fiction when we were last here. And we also had lemons the last time we were here. But this bit of natural ground I think is coming along very nicely. I can definitely get behind that. As well as getting behind making our beavers a lot more efficient. Like, to be fair, I should probably have all of these paused. But there's also 11 beavers with no jobs in this district, so... 20 beavers, get yourselves out of ReSourceFuill, because in 0.3 days, you're gonna have to make yourselves very bloody resourceful. I love the bloody cows up here! Oh, you know what? This is the perfect place to end the episode here. But I do hope you've enjoyed the return of Lemon Canyon and the Lemonless Canyoneers. And make sure you tune back next week to see how ReSourceFuill finally becomes self-sufficient. That's definitely not the 15th time I've said that at the end of an episode. Well, if we didn't get self-sufficient ReSourceFuill, then we'll have a good time nonetheless. So I'll see you next week. Toodles!